Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Newcastle against the Villa. A couple of controversial moments, and we'll cover those in a minute, but oh my God, is this shocking defending. I keep going over this almost 3-4 times a week with what it's called is really overcoaching. And every time I see it, and if you watch this channel, you know exactly what I'm about to say is the second someone puts their hand up, you know exactly why. But I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth in the reasons why this happens right now as we go through. You can see Villa have got exposed quite easily here, and Newcastle are running straight through to the back four, only covering players a little bit far off. So these players right here, first off, look at his body shape, okay? There's a reason you back up facing down the field, okay? That's very, very important. The side shuffle or the backward shuffle is very important. This guy is just running. Can you see that? His back's to the guy and he's just running. The problem with that is the time it'll take him to turn this way or this way to defend this player is too long. Okay, so he wants to be shuffling backwards, almost kind of like this guy, but almost, it doesn't matter if he's facing inside or outside, as long as he's shuffling back because he's on the half turn, right? So if he wants to go left, he can. If he wants to go behind him, he can step backwards to do that, okay? If he's running that way, he can't step backwards because, well, backwards is behind him in where he's ran from. So you want to angle yourself so you can actually almost hit all of the directions, and he's not doing that. He's just running back. And this is going to be a problem as we start moving forward. He's running back. So he's basically baiting the player to play it out wide here because his back is facing this guy, and he is just running away from this player, running in to take the space away. Is the space dangerous? Yes. But look, that's pretty good form, pretty decent there, pretty decent, absolutely shocking. We'll give those two a tick. That is a tick. That's brilliant. Well done, Cash. But that's just rubbish. So why this happened? So why is this important? So in football, when you're actually coaching properly, and I'd like to say the Premier League coaches properly, but they don't. What you're really doing is trying to negate as many little mistakes as you possibly can to give them the opportunities to create the right outcomes and right decisions. If they're doing these things fundamentally wrong to start with, it puts them in like a death spin of the next action they have to make is a correction to fix the last one that they've done, and then they have to go on and on and on from there. And that's what ends up happening here. So let's watch. As this moves forward, there's the little ball. Off he moves forward. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, his hand goes up. We all know what that's going to mean. In the next 5 seconds, someone's about to score a goal. Yeah, why? Because he's telling everyone the ball's going out wide. Where's this guy running? He's running inside. He cannot react to that because of his body shape. He cannot change it now because it's almost too late. So this all compounds as we move this forward to when the first pass is played out wide here. Now, if his body shape was correct, he would be able to instantly pressure this ball here. He can't. He's running this way. He's running away from the ball. Nothing he can do. If he was on the half turn like this guy, instantly he'd be able to run and pressure the ball and keep the ball in front of him. He's not. His back is to the field of play, completely shocking. So as soon as that ball's played, he'd be closing it down and would be able to tackle, slow him down and break up the play a bit. It's not. So 1-2 defenders still doing the right thing. This one, no idea what he's doing. I think his name is Cash, actually. I think this is Matty Cash. Oh, my God. Oh, Cash, don't be bad. Cash, be better. Oh, it goes on. Do you see his little turn? Do you see his spin? Do you see that spin? In the time that it's taken him to do that little spin, the ball has already arrived. But don't worry. He's going to worry about the spacing behind him, and no one is going to worry about the ball. And why this is overcoaching is because for all the 20-odd plus years of coaching, I've seen it all, right? We used to have certain names for coaches. We used to call, my favourite one is what we call Nintendo coaches, right? And then it obviously, FIFA coaching. We just call it Nintendo coaching. But I hit why? I told you to play a through ball and you didn't play a through ball. Billy go left, Johnny go right. That's what we used to say because the team can't play without the coach telling them exactly what to do at every little instance along the way. And this is what happens still it doesn't matter what level you're at, by the way. They're always there. The more the coach is yelling on the sideline, the worse coach he normally is, because his message hasn't been put in training, so the players don't know what they're doing, so he's trying to fix all the little micro problems that he's got no idea about. The quieter the coach is, the more relaxed he is sitting back. After the play has happened, That's the moment the good coaches step up in the Premier League and say, hey, I want you to do this and this, or good job. Yeah, next time, make sure you do this. And so he doesn't do that and you have to do this. Okay, that's where good coaches come in. Right here, you can see every single player here is trying to be a coach. He's trying to tell him to go cover the space. He's trying to tell him to cover the space. And as we move it forward, both of them have got their arms up, trying to cover the space because there's a runner coming and they think that's what's important instead of actually going towards the ball. Look, he's still running away from the ball. He's still running away from the ball. Well, can't really engage, but actually, you can see he's not bad at the football because he's slowly drifting towards the ball ever so slightly. And you can see that, his instinct is he has to go to the ball. Everybody else's is to run away. Absolutely run away. And all this kiddie does, he's got a bit of talent, has a little touch on it, and puts it into the net box. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Genuinely, you're giving him all the space in the world, running away from him, your body shape's wrong, completely and utterly, and you're just going, kick it into the net box. But yeah, let's get on to the next goal. Before we get on to the next goal, though, that we are going to cover this red card decision here, because I don't think it's a red card. I think it's definitely a yellow, but it's not a red. And let me explain to you why as well. First off, the first question you have to ask yourself is he running? Is there intent for him to hurt this player? And I'm going to show you there is an intent. You can't ask him to actually get out of the way unless his team has one of those little Starship Enterprises with a teleporter, or he's Harry Potter and he can Expelliarmus his way out of the way or somehow. That's a great Starship Enterprise drawing there, Cash. You get a tick for that. To get away from actually fouling this player as he goes to the ground. Right, so watch his feet as he goes, and this is the foot I'm worried about here. As it goes real time, dump, 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 stands, you can see he slips, and he's going to put his foot down to get some balance. Now, how long does this foot last? Does he have intent, where he leaves his foot in and grinds him to the ground? Or, the moment of contact, does he take his foot away? Okay, let's have a look. A moment of contact, takes his foot away as quickly as he can. Okay, so he's not actually trying to hurt the player. He's falling down. His foot's gone onto the player. The player makes a meal of it. Yeah, it's a yellow card. But on review, you're looking at that and going, no, he didn't try to sort of stamp on the player and go through. He's falling. It's a yellow card. Yeah, but in the modern game, everyone has a bit of a moaning. Oh, he's touched me with his studs and it's a red card. It's not a red card. It's probably a yellow. But yeah, refs ruining games. What a shock. Okay, here we are on this next goal. It's actually it's a decent goal, well worked by Newcastle. As much as Villa are a player down and I'm trying to pick faults with what Villa are doing, which, I can always pick a fault. It's actually a well worked goal by Newcastle. You've got to get credit where credit's due. There's a little bit more Newcastle scoring the goal than Aston Villa letting this one in, to be fair. And I want to show you a couple of key things. And you can see the triggers of the players, right? Watch this guy here, because he's going to make that dynamic run in behind. When this ball comes in here, as soon as the ball comes to this first guy, boom, there's not enough pressure on the ball, really, especially out wide here. And one of these things is you've got three players that get over here playing 3v4. That's kind of fine, but watch this guy here. He isn't paying any attention whatsoever at all, right? What he should be doing right now, if he's looking to pressure the ball, if he actually moved, he'd shut this passing lane down. Where that ball's going, this guy would panic if he starts moving across, because then he's threading the ball through the eye of a needle. Instead, he stands still and opens up that gap. See that gap there? Bump, bump, bump. That's where the ball's going through. But because he's still and he's not looking to pressure the ball, that's where all this goes to happen. Right. And the other key things we're going to look at is watch. This guy is really decent. He's anticipated this guy's run really early. Okay. So when this ball's played, let's just move that forward. Bump. He's anticipated it. But have a look at some of the defending here, right? Brilliant. Anticipating what's going on. You can see, look, he's already back and he's already looking to run in and cover. This guy is not. Here's the problem. Is he? Well, he's Cash, so he's the best player in the universe ever to exist ever. He can't make mistakes. Except for he makes this one. These two on the back post are not anticipating what's going on. This guy's trying to cover. He still stood there like going, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And the reason he doesn't move is because this guy pressures the ball and he doesn't help. He doesn't help close that gap. That little gap there is the reason this pass gets to go through in the first place, and he doesn't close it. So when this ball gets through, watch, bump, we can see there, the one guy that's anticipated it, he's off to the races. Yeah, he was in an offside position to start with, but now he's onside because of the next action. And don't ask anyone to try to clarify at what point when he's offside he comes back onside and goes again, because they just lie. They'll say, oh, it's this and that, and I'm going to tell you now, they just lie. They make it up as they go along, depending on which team they really want to have the goal or not have the goal. And if you don't believe me, go and watch 100,000 of these little thingies right now, and you're going to find, there's no consistency to say. I've seen players go offside, come back onside, 2 minutes later get flagged and said he was offside 2 minutes ago, so he's out of the play. Like, it's all nonsense. So, gets in behind. If he wasn't fighting with that other guy, he might have been one step further on, been able to cut this out. But it's a great run. It's a great pass. The pass is the only thing that they could have really cut out. Look, and he still hasn't moved. When the ball comes across, though, pace, that matters. He's now, you can see almost that extra yard he had. Now he's got 2, maybe a little bit more. And as this ball comes across, it's a simple tap in and no one can get close. Yeah, not great defending by the Villa, but it were carved open from some very, very good Newcastle play right there. So here we go. We're looking at this little play. Right. When we watch this guy pass the ball, I want you to have this in your head. Is he actually trying to pass it to this kiddie here? Because remember, if he is, where does this guy want the ball? Well, he wants the ball in front of him. So that means he'd have to pass that way there. Can he make that pass without? No. So what are you trying to do? The only way you can get the ball to him is if you go over him into that space there. Right, so they're your passing options, really, aren't they? If you go in this way, you can pass it behind him, right? Which you don't want to do because then he'd have to turn unless you pile it really far behind him, and like so he can actually almost run onto it down this way because the ball's coming around behind him. He doesn't do any of that. Watch how lazy this pass is. See how lazy that pass is? How slow that ball is to react? I mean, it's just like, I don't care. Just have it. Yeah, I'm not interested. Like, if he had tried to put it over into the space, no one would mind if he screwed it up or try to find a player out here or do something, because at least this guy would have had a chance to cover. He has got no chance to cover for his absolutely shocking mistake. Now, if you've made that mistake, the first thing you need to do is sprint back and try to win this ball back from your mistake. That's what you need to do. So let's just see what happens. As he touches it, no, we're marking the player again. We don't care about the football in Premier League because apparently marking the players get you points, not getting the football. I think they need to really evaluate their situations. But don't worry, someone's hands up in the Premier League telling someone else what to do, so we know in the next 5 seconds a goal is about to go into the back of the net. Right, as he's running forward, look at how much space he has. Look, just run to the ball. Look, just run to the ball, just run at him. No, we're just going to sidestep and back off. And he goes, all right, I'll just kick it in the goal then. And that's exactly what he does. Quality finish. Bosh, in it goes. Good finish. But ultimately, it's against a 10-man team. Newcastle need the points. It's going to hurt Villa. Newcastle, you know what? They could still make a drive up the table. And we'll see if they do. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.